All right, we are live, bringing you the Munchkin Collectible Card Game Regional Championship from here at Heroes Welcome in Menomonie, Wisconsin. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to go to our featured match, which is going to be between SueAnne Toman and... Sorry, bear with me here. Here we go. We got SueAnne Toman and Andrew Keene. Some of these players are from out of town. They traveled from a good distance to come and join us today. So I'm still kind of getting familiar with some of their names, but we're about to get underway in just a moment.
If you go second, you essentially start the game off with 2.
Alright, so
Roll for time. Whereas if you go first, you start off with 1 goal.
And you're at 6 for
Get
second.
access to more money first.
SueAnne's actually got the warrior. I thought she had a bard there, but it's a warrior. So we got Andrew Keene with his thief deck, and he is taking on SueAnne Toman with her Centaur warrior deck. The Centaur warrior deck is generally kind of an aggro deck. The thief deck can also be quite aggro. The thief's ability is that you can draw 2 cards on your turn and put 1 card from your hand back. So by doing that, you're increasing your hand size, which gives you a real nice advantage against your opponent. So I think most of the thief decks I've seen so far have used a lot of low cost things, and the idea is to kind of build the hand and attack repeatedly with lots of small things. So Andrew traveled all the way from New London to come out to this event today, and SueAnne is from Sheboygan, so both of them have traveled a pretty good distance for this event. And SueAnne's going to make an attack here. She's got a one cost. He's going to face that creature, find out what it is.
Build armor. I didn't overpay, so I don't get the benefit, but he will hit you for 1.
And he's going to take 1 damage. She's going to come with another attack. This time it's a 0 cost. He'll face it. And it is Punch McFacey. Now this card allows her to place a token in one of her hands and hide it, and he has to guess which hand it's in. If he correctly guesses which hand the token is in, then she'll take the damage. But if he is wrong, he'll take the damage. He was wrong. It was in the other hand, so he will take 1 damage to his hero, plus the regular damage from the monster's attack. She's going to end her turn, level up to level 2, and take 2 gold. Now it'll be Andrew's turn. He'll draw to start his turn. Considering all his options. The Munchkin game is a fairly new game. Came out, I think, in March of this year. It's just a few months old. So this is our first kind of big, organized, competitive event for this game. We have 11 players tonight. And they traveled from the Twin Cities of Minnesota and Sheboygan and New London, all over Wisconsin. So he's using his thief's ability to draw that extra card. And he's going to come with an attack, and he's going to put 2 gold. So now SueAnne is going to face that creature, and it is Legbreaker Joe. She will take damage of 2. And he's going to end his turn with just that 1 attack. Level up to 2. SueAnne will draw to start her turn. And she's going to put both of her gold pieces. And he's going to run away. He's going to use that runaway token. So once per turn, you can use that runaway token to choose to not face a monster. So he was able to run away, but that meant she got her gold back. She put it on a new monster, which he faced and took damage from. So the runaway token, if you use it the first time on your turn, you can freely avoid the monster. But if you use it a second time, you will start to take 2 damage each time. She's going to use that Punch McFacey character again, and once again, Andrew incorrectly guessed the hand, so he'll take that additional damage.
I don't think so, because like there would have to be an action
One thing that makes this game really unique and fun is cards like that Punch McFacey card that kind of change the gameplay mechanics and let you do some different kind of funny things. This time he finally got her, so she'll take the damage instead of him.
Yep, so he's got a strength of 1, so he's going to hit you for 1 because you didn't block. The point is an extra bonus damage. I found it in my hand, so I take it.
Yep, he still takes 1 from the monster's strength. It deals 1 damage normally. That hiding the token trick is an extra ability. She'll end her turn, and now she's got 3 gold for her next turn. He gets to unzap his elf thief, and he'll begin his turn.
The discard pile, so yes, sure. There he goes.
Draw for turn.
Yeah, because you're not actually copying it as it you're copying it as it's going.
I'm at 3. You're still
Oh,
at
I'm
2.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright.
I had to double check mine. I'm like,
Sorry
I'm
about
first,
that.
right?
Play the
Alright, draw for turn.
Alright, so it's 2/3, and when it deals damage to a monster, that person spills 2.
I think it would.
There's literally no right answer because it's not anywhere in the rule book. They don't explicitly state when you have action windows during the turn. They just tell you when you can't play.
Let her ask a judge, get at least for here some
That-
kind of official ruling.
It says it does it during the reckoning, and it would still use reckoning, so I think it
I'll put this.
Okay, I'm gonna go to level 3.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm really good at not spending my money.
Let's do it as I'll just do 2 for this. This is 1 squish. Yep. I will. That's not Drew first.
Oh, that's fine.
It is explodious thumb. If the defender comes over and comes down, we could thumbs up. I'm gonna take gold back.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Then you take 1.
I wouldn't worry about it. kick your brass. Yeah, spill 2, and then when it's this deals damage before it's squished.
I'll pay.
So spill 2,
first.
and then yeah,
Still 2.
and then he squishes. So
Draw card.
It's the X monster. He's a 1/1
Zap
at
to
moment,
Pay
and you take one. And survivor returns to my hand. And I'll pay 1 for this. Alright,
I'm going to
pay
pay 2
1 for this.
for an irresistible disco.
Zap and
I can zap or unzap target
Review
into
rate.
or
No, what happens is you've been talking CCG.
when this moves to my stash face down,
And then this
I'm
goes
gonna
to
put
your
it
face down.
Alright,
And then now your monsters have +1 strength.
something else? Cool down.
off the drop bear.
Hey, drop your thing.
May we have the drop bear apparatus?
Alright, so it looks like Andrew's going to bring out a ally card. And an ally is a card that you can use as a defense. So when he's being attacked by one of SueAnne's monsters, he'll be able to commit that ally to the fight. And the ally will take the damage instead of his hero card.
Also, if we get taken off next time,
He's going to end his turn
Ryan's weight to the card,
and go up a level and
which
take 3
I was
gold.
talking with some guys from CCG, but that's for another.
Alright, so SueAnne is going to
Oh, get rid of that.
begin her turn. And she is
The Hydrax down.
winning this match so far. She's got 7 damage on Andrew's thief. She's only got 3 damage on her hero. Takes 20 damage to defeat a hero. She's gonna bring out a weapon there, which she'll be able to use as a defense against Andrew's monsters. And now she's gonna come at him with a 3 cost. So that could be something pretty dangerous. Andrew's gonna have to decide if he wants to commit his ally to this fight or if he thinks she's bluffing. And it is the inflatable dragon, which he's gonna take a good amount of damage from because she overpaid for it.
Can I commit him, or is that too late?
And
I didn't know about that. Not knowing that.
That's 5
Face it.
Yeah.
4, so that's 6. I got 2.
Yep.
So drop
1.
1 and
Spill 2.
And you get hot potatoes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it doesn't unzap though. It just stays that.
Before it's flipped.
So unzap. Reckoning. We each take 1.
and here comes Punch McFacey once again.
Disco.
And he got it right that time, so she's gonna take a damage. But Punch McFacey is gonna do 1 damage to his ally.
It is zap. Oh, but you can roll to see if he gets to unzap.
Then rotation.
out of 5.
This is a
So he's unzapped.
Plays that. Any heroes touching these next one takes a gold.
I cheated this turn.
This goes away. Can't get it back. Yeah,
I'm
right.
going to.
Oh, it's a land, you cheater!
I'll pay 2 for this.
Will cheat, will cheat. Yeah, what do you got?
It is my rage in a cage, which I can pursue. So it's 10 damage on each hero card. Reduce the cost.
He's gonna use that runaway token, so he doesn't have to face whatever card that may have been. And SueAnne's gonna end her turn. Goes up to level 4, takes 4 gold.
Hydrax gets to collect 1 every time I go up a level.
Alright.
Nice.
Going to.
Zap. Reckon.
So Andrew's going to bring out another. He's going to bring out an item card.
Yeah, take it.
I'm gonna pay 3.
Is it out of 3 or no?
And I'm gonna do a skewer.
And it looks like he's going to play Skewer.
Damage from that.
So Skewer is a card that gets attached to SueAnne's hero, and it's going to continue to do damage each turn.
Well, now I gotta hold on till Strehlow in play.
Just made Thursday. I was playing with John actually when I came over here. I beat him 2 out of 3. It's like
With that, I will call it a turn. I will go over 1. Hit my 4.
Alright. Here's mine.
And
I have
it is your turn.
I have a
Oh, bleed a little bit. Wasn't like too bad.
We can take a closer look here at that Skewer card that Andrew played. He's got it attached to SueAnne's hero now, so it says deal 1 damage to target an opponent and stick this card to the hero. And then it has bleeding 1, which deals 1 every reckoning step.
Play defender for 1. I'm gonna draw a card because I overpaid.
I gotta roll a die.
If the doors closed, it might be someone.
basically all of like only 5 cards in
I'm gonna play Virus
That
Battle.
has to be played on your turn. Though.
Oh,
And then you can use as much as you want to tap.
yeah. And he is
funny.
now Lucky Giants though, that's just when I roll.
That's when you roll.
And SueAnne's going to attack with a 1-cost monster.
Yep.
I thought I was going to upset.
2 costs actually. She's going to run away. She'll get her gold back. She doesn't have to reveal that monster card.
I'm gonna squish.
Going to try another 2-cost monster. He says he'll face that one. And it is Hans. She overpaid, so he will take an additional damage. Here's a closer look at that Hans card she played a moment ago. And she's going to play another Punch McFacey, hide a token, and he's going to take the extra damage. He's hurting pretty good now. He's got, looks like 15 damage on his hero. 5 more and he will be defeated. She's coming with more monsters yet. Another 0 cost.
Didn't actually indicate that I was at level 8.
It's crazy.
I will.
He's got really nothing for defense. He could limp away, which means he would take 2 damage.
If I do that, you take 2.
So he's got to decide if that card is going to be something worth more than 2 damage.
It's 2 damage for running away. Rules lawyer. Is it 2 damage for running away? Or 1? Is it 2 damage for running? 1. Running away? 2. Alright.
Is it 2?
It's 2. That's what I thought.
So Andrew's going to decide he wants to face it because it is not worth 2 damage. It is Punch McFacey. Oh, he got it correct that time.
He's ridiculous.
So SueAnne's now at 7, but Andrew is still going to take 1 from Punch McFacey and come to 16 total damage.
Go up to level 5.
SueAnne will end her turn. She's now got 5 gold and a fistful of cards to try and finish Andrew off on the next turn.
Yep, go for it.
Alright, I'm gonna unzap.
Your magic missile.
Unzap.
And I'll have it
Flip.
Sure.
I'll do 1 damage to everybody.
Using
Sure.
die. Use this one and here.
Nope. Pass.
Resist the discard to tap down the Flamer, and this is resistable discard to tap down your wonderful.
Flaming armor.
That
Take 3.
stash draw.
Andrew's going to play a second copy of Skewer. So SueAnne now has 8 damage on her hero, and she's going to take 2 damage every Reckoning step, which is the start of your turn. And Andrew's coming with a 1-cost monster. It's a Legbreaker Joe. So her committed weapon is going to deal enough damage to actually defeat Legbreaker Joe before she takes any damage.
You only need one. It's 2, 3 selection, which is actually great. It gives you a lot of selection cups. You can get like 3 of them because they only have one per section. And it gives you I don't have beetles, but they're because I don't actually have 3, but they're yeah.
Call that
When you
turn.
regenerate them,
Alright.
like people try to be paying money to regenerate them. And then first they walk the weapon, you get the draw card. And
Action, is that my turn?
you have to have aim for it.
So Andrew's going to use that Thief ability. He gets to draw 2 cards, and then he puts 1 card from his hand into his discard, I believe. Looking for anything that'll help him stay alive here. Oh, he puts it on the bottom of the deck, I guess, not the discard. So he puts 1 back, and he's gonna bring out the dice trinket there.
You only should use 1 or 2 gold.
Starstruck,
Otherwise it's
your
not really worth it.
trolling.
So here's that card that Andrew just played. It's Liar's Dice. He's got 2 of these in play now. It says, use when a hero has rolled the die. You can zap, and that hero must ignore the die result. Re-roll.
Yeah, you get
Finally got this second for
sometimes it all works out. And this is why we play test things.
Yeah. No, you got the combo down here.
No, I was playing reckless.
That's a nice combo to tap down the ship.
It's not supposed to work that way. I
You
was,
play the monsters?
I do.
Like, oh, the elves for first name monsters.
No, I was
That's what it's all about.
just ignoring a lot of things. They should be ignored.
They're playing it for to try to make it
Usually
work.
they play.
SueAnne is attacking with a 2-cost monster.
I was not paying
She's got plenty of gold and plenty of cards, and she's gonna try to
attention.
probably try and finish Andrew off this round.
No, no. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, I think I'm just here to give her a more
And looks like Andrew's gonna
Oh, I did that 2 weeks ago.
commit his
No,
item there.
LSB.
That's a zap ability. So it's zapped.
Yeah, he's gonna zap that item to show that it's been used this round.
Zaps every turn.
Yeah.
You get to use it the once every turn.
Honestly, it works a lot better than one would think that it would.
Alright, so you just use
It's
that.
pretty nasty.
Alright, so
So there's no counter that needs to go
Control
on there.
It's unofficial.
alright. And it just stays, you can only do it once, and then
Once per turn, and then,
next turn,
yeah,
so
go unzap it next turn.
Yeah. No, I made
Pain, so I'll
I'm actually kind of sad that I chose.
So-
I made a hot potato wizard. It was real fun.
take your damage for the
Yeah.
There we go. Take a closer look at the card Andrew used. It's a armor. He can zap it to prevent up to 3 damage dealt to his hero. So he used it earlier. He had to zap it, so it's now sideways on the table to show that he can't use it anymore this turn.
No, the energy is terrible.
And SueAnne's gonna come with another 2-cost monster. He's gonna use his Andrew's gonna use his ally. And his ally takes
one. I'll use this, I'm gonna reroll again.
Alright,
6. So that,
so that wires dice will be zapped.
and then now my lucky giant still goes out.
Mhm.
If you roll a 5 or 6 when allies have been rolled, I'm sorry.
If you roll 5 or 6 when an ability has you roll a die, this deals 1 damage to all heroes, and then you heal 2.
So I take 1.
One, you'll take
But then
one, and then you take it back off, and you take another one off.
Okay.
Because you use that wires dice, it should be
Yeah.
Yeah,
zapped.
and that's where some roughness comes in.
And then this is still,
Yep.
We're at 19 damage. You don't want to roll a 5 or a 6.
True. Then you use your wires dice to re-roll
Yeah.
from 5 or 6. Unless
Another
you're playing
5 or
against
6.
aggro thief, then you want to constantly roll 1.
Alright, SueAnne's got another attack coming.
Well, you're throwing RNGs at him.
good job. Do you have any more? I'm gonna need 1 more for my game.
One more
I
was
need 1
hated
more.
thoroughly, never played again.
I'm playing 3 of these.
My beef with Destiny is I really like the chess like mechanic. If I take an action, you take an action. But I really, really, really hated that like order of the cards were just like, hey, take 2 actions. Because the whole point of like when to choose, like choosing when to put in your dice.
Alright, I wanted to get a better look at what card he was using. So he's using a card called
Like fast hands was okay.
Repeat Offender. Let's take a closer look at that card here.
Yeah. It's like we played, and also the best.
So Andrew is using this ally
Um,
called the Repeat Offender. It says when you commit this to a fight, you roll the die. On a 1 to 3, nothing happens, but on a 4 through 6, he gets to unzap it, which allows him to then use it multiple times in the same round. And then he's got those liars dice out there, which he can zap to re-roll his dice. So basically, what he's doing is using that Repeat Offender, trying to use it multiple times in the same round through the use of the liars dice. And the Repeat Offender right now has 3 damage on it, so if it takes any more damage, it will be defeated.
It makes a lot of those cards uninteresting.
So Andrew was able to successfully defend that round. Still got 15 damage on him. And SueAnne's up to 13 now, taking 2 damage each reckoning from those skewers.
Flip my one back up. Drop a 10.
You pick the same one twice.
Three. Skewer.
Oh boy. A third skewer.
I played against Ray Poe 3 of like my 6 rounds, and 3 for 3. Kylo was dead on turn 2 every game.
So if SueAnne
Awesome. And like,
cannot remove those skewers, she'll be done here in 2 turns.
Drew Mind Pro.
It's gonna be a best in January. They're gonna go on pace and they rotate all the spirit out, they rotate all that stuff out. They just be like a season going forward, much different.
Players are only allowed to have 3 copies of the same card in their deck, so that's all 3 of his skewers.
There's like multiple things that kill me about it too. Like the allocation was terrible.
Gonna attack with a 2-cost monster. She's gonna commit her weapon there.
Some ridiculous. Like our store couldn't get
Legbreaker Joe, and
That kills my card.
Legbreaker Joe will be defeated.
And then that was bad. And then the FFG like main store selling singles was really kind of like seemed crooked to me.
Just stop doing that now.
I wonder why. Because it's like ran out of Vaders, so let's go grab one from this. And like
If Andrew can find a way to do 3 damage, he can win on this turn. When he ends his turn, SueAnne's gonna take 3 damage right away from those 3 skewers.
They said they told us it's
So it looks like
that's what he said.
SueAnne's gonna get another chance here.
the headquarters store.
It's gonna end his turn, go to level 6, take 6 gold. She's gonna unzap,
Because I can't imagine that they would get like they're not gonna pay what our store pays for a pack.
unstash all her cards she played last round,
Just like
My 3.
and take 3 damage off those skewers, bringing her up to 17.
discount from your parent.
She'll need to defeat
Humane Society.
Andrew this
Positive.
turn, or remove the skewers somehow.
Maybe that is true, but I don't know. It's just sketchy to see singles and wins.
Become their first attack, 1 gold.
And then team covenants like yeah, that whole thing was just handled like absolutely disgusting.
Well, it's huge influence they still play like just like a veteran in it.
Do you buy sets from Covenant? Do they still do that?
Yeah. They're doing the drafting now.
It's probably like the best way to get like that was the cheapest way to get from.
Yeah.
Unless you worked at a
You
store.
Zap it when
You
you
check for cheating
check
first
cheating
and then.
first,
If you
and
were-
then
oh,
decide to zap it.
If you were a customer, there was no way to get
It's the Pied Piper would hit you for 1. So you use your armor.
open
It keeps
$600
up
worth of
any
product.
monsters that I put out from now on.
Right. That was much better. I'll value buy one side and then I get I trade for like the one that they like.
That's
more.
You know, when we significantly Holzhueter was last. And like we just made our own draft too and stuff, so that made things a little better. The game is not bad, it's a well-designed game, it's just that.
And Jeremy, Jeremy,
Yeah, yeah.
He really wants to make it a.
Typical,
There's so much.
And
typical
it is Hans finishing off the repeat offender,
I think you get the name over.
Yeah, when
lowering Andrew's defenses.
Get the rolls, the dice still.
I don't think it matters what he rolls. It's going to be defeated either way. I may be missing something,
but not
but
as good as first.
Yeah.
if he's rolling for that repeat offender, I think it's just defeated either way. So
I think that a lot of those people that work at FFG are great at designing games, but they're just not even else in them. And like the game design pipeline there
he will run away from that one. So now
interesting and the mechanics.
leads out of defenses. She's gonna attack with a 0 cost. Probably that Punch McFacey. No, different one this time. She, I think, was.
Right, Hansen? What? How do you re-release drones and not put limits on cards?
They put limits on some cards, right?
Yeah, some. And then like
Can I
L5R
finish up my
comes out
turn?
a few months later and has a blanket like
Right.
one in here.
They don't, you know, they don't play this right. I mean, they don't pay play testers, they don't have
No,
play
yeah,
testers.
no,
That's the problem.
yeah.
They pay playtesters like $4 a month or something
Right.
like that.
In product.
So how's this work now? Wait a second.
Mine,
I'm sorry.
was one that's food me, I mean, it's nice, but
So
still.
this isn't a 1, 2, 3 thing? What's the time? Because most of the time when I've ever seen, like, usually when the time goes out, you go 1, 2, 3.
No, you finish this turn, and then whoever has the least amount of damage wins. Do you have a card that's lowering your gold cost by one?
I do.
Yeah.
The
The Inhumane
okay,
Society.
cool. I just like to be able to put that down.
Sucks.
All right, so SueAnne has a location in play called the Inhumane Society, which lowers the gold cost of her monsters by 1. So that field armor that she damaged Andrew with, and with her last attack, it was a 1 cost. She was able to do it for 0.
Yeah, you need to
So she's got
monster, and then you prevent
another field armor there, which she was able to once again play for 0.
That's how it works.
You still want to play it?
That's the thing is, no matter what, as soon as my turn ends, I'm done. That sucks. Your next turn, I would have had you.
That's no cost. So that's why
And they are at times, so
And I know you got those.
whoever has the least amount of damage after the round ends will be the winner. Which is probably disappointing to Andrew because he would have been able to finish her by simply ending his turn and letting those skewers finish her off. But
Sometimes things that are more uninteresting than
Might as well
others.
play it right. Yeah, I'll hold on to them.
That's why I got into Destiny so fast, because it was like,
I'm gonna take the damage anyway.
like,
You'll
I
take
couldn't
2.
get any
Take 2.
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever, even in that.
so he takes 1 from field armor. He's at 19.
Play one of those guys. It's done.
She's gonna put all 4 of her gold on this monster.
The fact that
He plays.
Go ahead. And I'll play Milk. Isn't that,
Yeah, where are you gonna redirect it to? To me in the face?
what?
No,
The damage.
you get to
you
determine
the damage
where
is distributed.
that damage goes. We might actually need a judge's ruling on this one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna shoot at you, of course.
Alright, then the question becomes,
He is playing a card called
does
Nope,
the nope hit me?
and he can prevent 3 damage.
It's preventing, so I would assume that it does.
the interrupt resolves fully before the damage will go through.
I don't know.
I actually talked to Phil about that 2 weeks
Alright.
ago, about a situation like this.
Yeah.
Alright, I use
You
the
have to take
Nope
the damage
on
first.
her card, and I get to redirect her attack. So I'm
3
shooting
points
it back her. Do I take the damage first, or does she take the damage first because of the Nope?
I believe it's all going to happen at the same time, which would mean that you would lose the game due to causing you both to lose the game. The controller of the effect that causes both players to lose.
Yeah, that's the, I thought you had a fully resolved interrupt. before
That's
you
an
did it.
interrupt. He's playing an interrupt.
Yeah.
But I talked to Phil Reed a couple weeks ago about a situation similar to this. He has to take the damage before he can deflect the damage. At least
I see your point.
that's Phil Reed's interpretation.
That's kind of how I'm interpreting it, because
Yeah.
it says prevent 3 damage to you, so she would have to be dealing the damage for it to be prevented.
So interrupt is prevent the damage.
I make it,
You're the, yeah, you make judge call, I don't know. There's, the rules are very
My
vague.
assumption
Okay,
is
hold on. Treacheries, however, interrupts can be played while another ability is in the process of resolving. If this happens, the interrupt ability resolves first. Interrupts can be played on other interrupt abilities, in which case the most recent play resolves first, followed by the next.
So how do you determine the damage?
So the text that I would take from that is if this happens, while another ability is in the process of resolving, if this
damage
happens.
isn't an ability. My understanding would be that all of the damage is dealt simultaneously. 3 gets redirected, but 1 still goes through. And
You're that player.
You have to be assigned damage, right? Because you can prevent it. Like you can interrupt with something and prevent it.
And she's the active player, so I think she determines how it goes in.
I believe that it would happen at the same time. All the damage would be dealt. It would have to be dealt for him to be able to prevent the 3. So his card would cause them to both lose at the same time, which means that she would actually win because she's the controller of the effect. He's the controller of the effect. That causes them to both lose.
Or she has
And that was one of the rule changes they made where because both players lose, you lose. Because they wanted to eliminate the draw.
Yes. So I believe SueAnne's going to be our winner.
Alright.
That was a very good battle.
Nicely done.
All right, so I don't know how much of that came across on the video, but basically we had a rules question. Being that this is a fairly new game, there are going to be times where there are some rules that need to be kind of clarified that not all the players fully understand. And basically what happened was SueAnne attacked with her X monster, which allows her to. Actually, let me put it up on the screen here. The X monster allows her to pay any amount, and the amount of gold that she commits to that monster ends up being both its attack and its health. So she put 4 gold on there, so she had a 4/4 monster. He played a nope card, which says prevent up to 3 damage. For each damage prevented this way, deal 1 damage to any target. So he wanted to take that X monster, prevent 3 of the 4 damage, and direct it back to SueAnne, which would be enough to defeat her. Because the X monster is doing 4 damage, there's still 1 damage not being prevented, which is enough to finish Andrew off. He was at 19 damage out of 20. So there was some question as to whether the nope would take effect and defeat SueAnne before the X monster does its damage. My ruling at this time is that the X monster has to be dealing its damage in order for the nope card to be able to prevent it. So the X monster is dealing its damage at the same time as the nope card's effect. So Andrew's card effectively caused them to both die at the same time, which according to the rules means that Andrew would actually be the loser of the match, since if a card or an effect causes 2 players to lose simultaneously, the controller of that effect ends up actually being the loser of the match. So that's my ruling. It was a very good match. It looked like SueAnne started out very strong. Those skewers from Andrew, being able to stack 3 of them, I believe he did 10 damage. Could have been more with just those skewers. So really kind of swung the game a little bit. Came down to a very close call. But ultimately, SueAnne's going to be the winner. We're going to go to round 2 in just a moment.
It says when you can start playing cards and when you can stop playing cards.
All right, we're back for round 2. Had a very good match, round 1, between SueAnne and Andrew. And now we're going to go to our featured table. We've got Christopher Bates versus Brad Emon. Christopher playing the Human Wizard, which has the ability to play mischief cards for 1 less. You can zap the wizard once per turn and play a mischief card for 1 less. There's a card called Kaboom. That's a big one for the wizard. That's a 5-coster. He'd be able to play it for 4. Deals 5 damage. So I'm guessing Christopher's gonna probably have some of those in his deck, looking to finish Brad Emon off with some direct damage. And Brad Emon is gonna try the Elf Thief, which we saw in round 1, which has that ability to draw those extra cards.
Unlimited? I'll take it.
I'll believe it.
I mean, against defense, he was using the starter, right?
Deals you a damage.
So it looks like Brad is
His draw would have been
using a location called the Offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And it gives him a gold every time he's caught cheating. And he deliberately cheated a couple times to get some extra gold, and then he was able to play a skewer on turn 1. That skewer is that card we saw last round where it's going to deal 1 damage.
Okay, alright.
You should have this game.
Brad going very quick. He's obviously a very experienced player. He just played a Lame Goblin, which is a 0 cost. He'll take damage when it gets played, but does 2 damage. He's got a 1 coster. So he's been able to play quite a few cards right on turn 1. That Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe location, allowing him to obtain extra gold by getting caught cheating.
do that with 0.
Here's a closer look at that location.
Is that really where it says the location?
Oh, that's where my buddies and I put it because the rules said that only one location. And this is, of course, way before any information from Water came out. Right. It normally goes in the board.
Pass.
Yeah, the way the rules stated was this, you just only one location, we just decided to make it simpler.
So Christopher was able to get out the 11-foot pole, which is a defensive card that he can use. And Brad's going to go back to work with caught cheating. So he'll take damage. It looks like he's willing to, so he can build up his gold pile using that location card. There's another caught cheating. So he'll take more damage, but also obtain more gold. He's going to swap out his location.
Yeah. There it is. Oh, I'm waiting for it. I'm getting antsy.
Now he's going to attack with a 2-cost. It's Legbreaker Joe, which let's take a closer look at Legbreaker Joe. I know Legbreaker Joe has an effect if you've been caught cheating this turn. It says,
Oh, that's right.
while While he's in your stash, you may squish him to deal 3 damage to a hero or a monster. So. Christopher's going to commit that 11-foot pole this time. And looks like he's able to defeat the Brad's monster with that one. Brad's coming now with another 1-cost monster.
Have some money.
I just remembered that.
Yeah, I'm going up to 3. Gonna have my 3 money. Wait for you to do your thing. Still 1. Yeah.
And Christopher's going to attack with a Land War Elf. It's a 1/1, and it allows him to look for a card called Land in his deck. And Land allows, I believe each player will get an extra gold each turn now. Yeah, so during each Hero's Reckoning stage, all heroes grab 1 gold, so each player's turn they'll both get a gold.
Oh, nice! Run away. Yep.
And I take a damage, right?
And he's once again deliberately caught cheating, which in this game you can play any card you want face down. It doesn't have to be a monster, but if it's revealed to not be a monster, or if it's a monster that you didn't pay enough gold for, you're considered caught cheating. You do take a damage, but sometimes it can be beneficial just to bluff your opponent and get him to waste his defenses on a card that's not a real threat. Christopher's going to use that limp away token, or run away token rather. Flip it over to that limp away.
You're gonna spill it. Good. I didn't want that grass kicker anyway.
I will squish it to D3.
Now I don't feel like it.
And then I will mark to set up
Play
for
with
1.
the weasel.
And then it will be to increase my level, get my gold.
I will block it with this.
Draw 1 on the other side.
My turn. Let me take some bleeds.
There.
Put there.
Actually,
This.
I will pay for bonus.
yeah, use that.
Take 1 damage, take 1 gold, and then squish this.
And we're gonna go to.
Then I'll pay.
So you take 1 right away.
Mischief that costs 2 or more effectively costs.
I'll kaboom you.
Or-
Yep. Good damage. Where's the limit? No, he could be first.
Yeah.
This card is
Yeah, I saw everybody playing it, but I didn't want to play it.
I wanted to try this with you.
So powerful.
It's
Alright, so Brad won that one.
Yes.
Being very aggressive, using the cheating mechanic, getting extra gold early on, getting the skewer Christopher's Wizard and
Missing most of the commons.
was able to win that one. So very quick match. We'll be right back with round 3.
Actually, a pretty good hand at them. Just
All right, we are back for round 3, and we've got a local player, Jayden Holzhueter, taking on Brad Emon, who we saw in the last round.
No.
They are both playing Elf Thieves.
Take a nap, back to Munchkin.
I know Jayden to be a pretty good player. He plays here locally, and he was testing out his deck earlier in the week against me, and I thought it was a pretty good deck, but he's definitely got a challenging opponent here with Brad Emon.
So then you at least get his
We saw Brad Emon last round win rather soundly. I think it was three turns was all it took him. Basically used the law office of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe to generate extra gold, and then he used the Hertnasium location, which made all of his monsters stronger, and was able to just do a lot of damage very quickly.
Wait, what?
How much damage am I taking this turn?
So Brad's going to lead on a card, and it's a deliberate cheat, so he'll take a damage, but
Oh no.
now he's going to lead on that Hertnasium, so all of his monsters are going to get a little bigger.
Oh man, give me 2 gold right off the bat.
Alright, take 3. Oh yeah, 3 from Hertnasium, yeah.
Got a vampire cat there,
Run away.
and Jayden's going to run away from that next card, and Brad's going to
So flip. No one's
pass his turn.
I'm not leaving, so no reckoning.
So a little slower start for Brad than he had last game,
Here you go, man.
but
I mean, I know the things.
I'm sure there's plenty more to come from him.
You're like,
Throw
here,
him in
take
the
it.
Yeah, take it. I don't want it.
Zap and I'll thief.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, you're gonna have to go.
Other hand wasn't much better. This one I
Jaden's going to use that ability the ability of the thief card to
And I'm gonna
draw 2 cards and then be able to choose one to put back.
Pay 1 for this.
He's going to attack with a 1-cost monster. Brad's going to face it. It's the gazebo.
So, and that applies to me too, alright? Face down.
Oh, I want it all.
But I think the gazebo's a 2-cost, so he didn't actually
Stop trying to take things.
didn't actually pay enough for it. But now that he's been caught cheating, he gets to take advantage of the effect of that Hertnasium.
Do 2 for this.
Oh man, I got
Fight it,
2
alright.
No.
Hip star.
I want
Name
it.
a card till your opponent's cooldown. That cards of that name cannot be played. I will choose combo rat. Okay. You take 4. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. 0. Alright. We're gonna do 0 again. Alright, Lame Goblin. You will take 3. How much damage? Did he take any harm? No, he ran away, that's right.
Alright, let's take a closer look at the
You should be at 7.
Hertnasium. There it is. So the Hertnasium is a location that says if a hero has been caught cheating this turn, their hired monsters gain 1 attack until cooldown. So that affects both players equally. Brad has one out right now, so Jayden was able to take advantage of it a little bit on his turn as well. Brad's gonna use that thief ability, of course, and get an extra card into his hand.
Does that mean I can't cheat with them?
Let me check in the ruling to see if he cheat.
You wanna grab the judge?
Alright. Oh, John.
Can I, so he named Combo Rat with Hipstar, so I can't play it, but can I use it to cheat?
Yeah, if you cheat with the card, does not mean you play the card now.
Otherwise, I could target it again.
That's a great question. I would say no.
Okay.
I would say no. I would say if you be caught doing that, you actually, I don't know. I would say no. I would say no.
Alright.
No money.
No money. Alright, I will face it.
So we had a rules question there. Jayden played the hipster, which says that you get to name a card, and your opponent cannot play that card. So the question was, would he still be able to play the card as a cheat? And I ruled that you would not be able to. So you would not. So it says name a card until your opponent's cooldown cards with that name cannot be played. So Brad wants to know if he'd still be able to play it as a cheat, just face down, like illegally. But I ruled that no, it cannot be played at all. So.
Possible options. I will limp away.
That's the skill one, right? Nebraska
Yeah.
third.
Limp away again.
And Brad's caused Jayden to limp away a couple times, taking
I'll face that.
a lot of damage.
I will face that. Alright, we got this. It's in the bag. Alright, so flip that. No bleeding, so I'm working on skull. I will drop a turn. Alright, I'm going to Skull Leaf, draw 2, put 1 at the bottom. You with the black.
Chest six. Should have four.
Alright,
My turn. Now wait for your turn.
Especially when
I
you
will.
start
So this thing is
I'll do 0 for this.
my turn.
I'm cheating. 15.
So he got caught cheating there with the gazebo. He didn't pay its gold cost. So he'll take 1 damage off of that, but
I
now
will
he
pay 1 for this.
benefits the buffs from that Hurtnasium.
Remove from game. Pay 1 for this. Alright, Vampire Cat, take 3. And I will do 0 for this. Alright,
Easy quick one.
Brad's taking a lot of damage here.
this goes here. Oh yeah, sorry.
I believe he's at 17.
I will do 0 for this. Alright. And 0 for this. Alright. Do you take 3? I take 1. Is that game? Or do you jump card? Alright, so is that game then? I added another one.
Jayden got him.
I didn't draw.
That lame goblin. It deals 2 damage. +1 from the Hurtnasium.
Wait,
That was enough to finish Brad.
Yes.
2 very good players. Very quick match. That thief deck can be very, very aggressive, being able to dig through your deck and build your hand real big and play a lot of low cost things. Those lame goblins, they cost 0 to play, so they do 2 damage. They do 1 to you, but you know, if you can use it to finish off your opponent, especially with that Hurtnasium out there, he's able to do 3 damage for 0 gold. You can, play as many of those as he has in his hand. So yeah, very, very quick match. 2 very good, very aggressive players. We'll be right back with round 4.
Do more lane goblins.
on you.
Mugsy Sap.
Good, good.
Zap.
All right, we're back. We're picking up a match. Our round 3 match was over pretty quickly, so we're gonna go over to a different table and take a look at a match in progress. Here we've got Tim versus John. John's got his Thief deck, and Tim the Orc Bard. So the Orc Bard's ability is that if a card would be moved to your stash face down, you can zap the Bard to move that card back into your hand. So kind of a nice ability if you have a monster that maybe they ran away from or something, and you really wanted to play that monster, you can play the second time. So Tim's at 18 damage, and John's at 3 damage. So it looks like John's doing pretty well in this match so far. I see they both have the premium runaway tokens that will be given away to some of the players tonight at this event. So these guys obviously are some experienced players.
He's unable to resist the disco.
That goes in my stash then, right?
Yep.
Face up, face down.
Face up.
You have 14 or 19 damage.
Yeah.
Hanging around, baby.
You know, just chilling out.
That's a lot of money.
Alright, Tim's going to attack with a 1-cost monster.
The walking drag.
And it's the Walking Dreads. So deals 1 damage. And if it had been destroyed, he would have the ability to regenerate it by paying 1 gold. Alright, Tim's going to end his turn. Go up to level 5, take 5 gold. I love that hat that John's got. He said that was his lucky hat.
It's because you're pumping so much blood into your brain.
Bleed for the last couple of rounds.
There's a way to get past it. There's a way. It's called killing.
Go walk around. Get some circulation.
Alright, John is going to attack with a 4-coster. So must be a pretty good threat. And Tim's going to use that runaway token.
4 gold on that bad boy too.
I don't believe
And John's going to come again with...
I mean, I'm not gonna
Hillbilly Ogre.
follow you to make sure you
Because you're bleeding, reduce the gold cost by 2, so I'm legally playing him.
awkward.
And now we game.
Good game, Tim.
Going to finish him off with the Hillbilly Ogre.
Mugsy Sap. 1 damage each.
Yeah.
Or play one of my
No,
cards.
she's heading to the rescue.
Oh, I was gonna say, because you have
I was waiting to get Wadsy face down monsters in the
It
stash.
wasn't my street to
Oh, yeah. Or just face down cards in general.
At maybe
Stole that from him.
our hotel.
The Bard's not.
And then we walk from there to here.
Yeah.
Check out the surrounding areas.
How'd you do, Andy? Huh? Oh, yeah, the buys?
Alright, there's
Otherwise,
the Hillbilly Ogre. It is a 6-cost, but he was able to play it for only 4 because his ability says if the defender is bleeding, you can reduce the gold cost by only 2. So he had Tim Bruhnke's hero in a bleeding state. He was able to play that Hillbilly Ogre for just 4 gold, deal 5 damage, and end the game. So that's that.
Fairly
We'll have one more round before we cut to our top 4. So we'll be back shortly. All right, we're back. It's round 4, and our featured match is going to be Jayden Holzhueter versus Nick Hansen. They are both playing the Elf Thief. Seems to be a very popular deck right now, very aggressive. We saw Brad in round 2 win in about 3 turns with his Thief deck. And Jayden was able to pull off a win last round against Brad with a Thief deck of his own. So now we got to see another 2 Thief decks going at it. We'll see who can
It really is.
come out undefeated after our Swiss rounds here.
All you have to do is try and kill your opponent before you kill yourself.
So Nick has traveled all the way from Wausau to join us. Jayden is a local player.
There you go. On the back it looks like it's a big card.
It does. Wow.
You could play a bard. It's a sassy, like really tough orc chick.
I roll a 5. Beat that.
It's honestly when it comes down to it,
They're going to roll to see who gets to
I will take
start.
because it has
Jayden won the roll.
my gold. Draw.
He's going to start. He's going to use that Thief ability right away and fill his hand with a good amount of cards there.
I didn't even think about doing that. If I go second, let's do it twice.
the free action.
How did I not see that? That's like all things I should have probably saw that. All right.
Nick's going to use his ability as well.
Give people hot potatoes.
I will pay. No, 0 points.
Jayden's going to attack with a 0 cost. And he's caught cheating. So he'll take a damage, but now he's going to bring out that Hurtnasium.
Pay.
And because he was caught cheating,
Pay 1 for this.
that Hurtnasium is going to give all the monsters he plays this turn extra damage.
Get my gold back. I'm going,
Caught cheating a second time there.
Alright.
Gonna get Nick to use that runaway token. And there's a lame goblin for
I will play a hot potato.
for 3 damage.
Move this to target hero's card, keeping it.
Alright. On my turn, take 1 from hot potato. And level.
So Jayden's gonna bring out the hot potato. It's a kind of a fun loot card. If you have the hot potato, at the end of any player's turn, you take a damage from it. So Jayden's gonna zap it and send it over to Nick. Give him possession of it. So Nick will have to take a damage at the end of his turn. You can zap that card and send it over to a different player.
Okay. And let's start. Alright. 10. Now it's the reckoning phase, so each get a coin.
I'll play the offices of Jayden.
Oh, nice. Let's take one.
Nick's going to bring out the Law Office of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. And that's that one that we saw in round 2. It says that when a player is caught cheating, they get to take a gold. So Nick's going to deliberately cheat and start to build up his gold.
Base it.
Nick's gonna play a 1-cost monster. Turn out to be the Vampire Cat, and Jayden faced it and took some damage. He's now at 7. And there's a lame goblin for 3 more because of that Hurtnasium.
Let's go ahead and play this for 0.
Base.
Here's a closer look at that Hurtnasium card Jayden has in play. If a hero's been caught cheating this turn, their hired monsters gain 1. So either player can use that ability. Locations affect both players equally.
Oh, I don't take any. It's a 0. Oh, yeah.
Let's go ahead and play this for 2.
Run away.
Play this for 2.
Limp away.
Okay. Your turn. I go to level 2.
Right. Flip. Gets that.
And Jayden's now at
Stand.
13 after taking 2 damage from the limp away from Nick's last card.
And we will play this for 0. Take a gold. I will pay 2 for this. Actually, wait.
Jayden was caught cheating there with that gazebo. So now he'll benefit that Hurtnasium effect. He's up to 15 damage after getting caught cheating a couple times. But he's got 4 gold and he's got a fistful of cards here, so.
Pay 1 for this.
Nick's at 5 damage. Jayden's got some work to do, but
And I'll pay 1 for this.
really no defenses for Nick either, so
He's
gonna start taking a
extra gold from before when I cheated.
good amount of damage here. To 8 damage now.
Pay 1 for this.
Jayden's got a 1 cost.
Boom.
Ooh, the Goblin Kaboomer. 4 damage. And Nick is now at 12 total.
Pay 2 for this.
Jayden is just hammering away with those cards. Nick's finally going to use that runaway token.
For this.
If he continues to use it, he'll take 2 damage.
Wow, I just realized what this means. Wait, does that mean you're at actually you're at never mind, you already took that.
Yep.
0 for this.
I don't know why you got a limp away, sorry.
Alright, that's game.
That's oh, okay. I thought you were saying I lose. I was like, wait, how did that happen?
Man, rage in a cage could have got it.
Yeah, so Jayden's going to
Good choice. Good choice.
get the win here.
Yeah, I would have lost luck.
He's able to use that Hurtnasium to buff his monsters and got a lot of cards to just hammer away with. He's only on his 3rd turn.
Oh yeah. Wait, can I have my half potato back?
Nick only got
Did you take 1?
2 turns.
Either way that wouldn't matter. But
Now is that very, very aggressive. That thief deck. So Jayden was able to go 4-0 so far. We're gonna do a cut to a top 4. So we'll have 2 more rounds.
yeah, you did.
And we'll be back. So a correction on that. Actually, Jayden had scooped on his turn. He did not. He was not able to do enough damage, and he just scooped, anticipating. He was just anticipating that he was probably going to be defeated on Nick's turn. So Nick, I actually called that correctly, incorrectly. Nick was actually the winner on that one. So sorry about that. All right, we're back. We're going to do our top 4 matches now. Our top 4 in our featured match, we've got the number 1 seed Nick Hansen with his thief deck against the number 4 seed John Strehlow, also with a thief deck. As a matter of fact, our top 4 were all thief decks. We've got Jayden Holzhueter as the number 2 seed playing Brad Emon. They've all got thief decks. So we'll see whose thief deck can come out on top here. So John wins the roll, and he says he will play second.
I guess trying to sit down and watch one. Learn how the pros do it.
Weren't you one of them?
Yeah, hopefully.
You have done that.
You know, I'm like, elf that's just go hard mode, man.
Sorry, I have a Bard deck.
And Nick attacks with a lame goblin for
I was
2 damage.
Warrior was how I should have gone. Go on.
So I use collector's edition.
Nick attacks again, another lame goblin. So
My,
he's now dealt 4 damage to John,
the
and he's taken 2 as part of that effect of that
most of the games that I played today, I
lame
couldn't
goblin.
get, disco.
And he's going to play the Goblin Kaboomer.
Can't touch this.
Sure.
So you can just keep, because it's attacker decks, you need to spew.
Yeah, you got
And then end his turn.
drop away damage, but my expectancy was that
Are you going second?
the collector's edition blade would just get fairs on my side. Get monstered.
Alright. Draw.
Yeah.
Is that healthy?
Yeah, it's on its side.
And Nick's going to use his runaway to avoid that 2-coster from John. And John's going to lay down another 2-coster.
Survivor, I steal 1 from Defender. 1 damage.
I'll pay 0 for this. Alright. Shoot it. Play purple Lucas. Zap, take 1 damage, taking cold, squish it.
I will clear a bodyguard and call that my turn. Alright. I will flip my runaway marker, unzap, no reckoning abilities, unstashed.
Shoot 2 for this. Cheating.
Nick uses his thief ability.
Supposed to be
2 for this.
Filled his hand a little bit more.
something else on.
Pay 1 for this. Vampire cat.
Let's put one of these.
And then 0 for this.
I've got $1, no?
And I'm going to
Let's
you
play
know,
it, let's.
pull down, I'll take 1 from that table.
He's going to play Mugsy's Sap.
Level up and pass. After you draw, I'm gonna zap hot potato.
Let's do this. 0. Bodyguard? Yep. Play bodyguard, I take 1.
You use Curse of Quack so it doesn't unzap and you can't get rid of it.
Let's do this. 0. Runaway? Yep.
Yeah, it is because during Heroes Reckoning phase, or during
Here's a closer look at the Mugsy's Sap that Nick played a minute ago. It's
like, yeah, take 2 and
1 damage, 1 shield,
so much damage.
and he can also zap it during his turn to deal a damage.
Unless they won't go thing.
Face it.
That will be me. Let's go 3. Okay, $3.
John's attacking with a 2-cost monster. Nick's gonna run away.
Yeah.
So he won't have to face that one.
Face it. Alright. Take 4. Wow. Let you take 1, so that's like one you take.
Go ahead.
Alright. Flip.
Let's see it.
Unzap. Nothing for right name.
Okay.
Stash. Draw. Zap healthy.
I will hire a bodyguard and a tunic with all that. Can I say tunic? Yeah, the bodyguard.
I will.
Use one of mischief deal damage or prevent. Oh, and then squish it. Skip 2 health. Okay.
When did you move this turn?
After you.
So it should be unzapped. Huh?
No, it's zap still. It's after he draws. It's after the unzapping. So it's.
Didn't he have his
And John's gonna play a skewer and attach it
I already thought that had
to Nick's Elf Thief, so Nick will start taking 1 damage every turn from that skewer.
It feels like it should be later.
He's here for this. Take 1 cheating. And I'll take a gold.
Let's go ahead and
Use that gold. Let's pay 2 for this.
Fight it.
Rage in a cage. Take 4. Pay 1 gold for this. Caught cheating. Take a gold. Take 1 damage. Pay 2 for this.
Nick's got a 2-cost, and John's gonna commit his ally. It's that Rage in a Cage.
I want that
And-
sketchy ability. Squish him to deal 3 to you. And not done. I'll do 0 for this.
Fight it.
you're at 11.
Hot cheating, take 1. I will do 0 for this. Fight. Invalid. Take 2, I take 1.
Let's do 2 for this.
So the
How much are you at?
ally that John has in play is this red tunic,
Pay 1 for this.
and it says you can zap it to prevent all damage dealt to you by target mischief, and then squish this, use as an interrupt.
Alright, you got hot potato too, by the way. You can take 1 from hot potato from your actual from your cooldown. You take 1.
his cooldown happens, so you get hot potato.
Use 3.
So I'm at 19.
Alright,
What are you at?
I'm at 19.
I don't want this.
Alright,
Draw.
what are you gonna do?
Trigger.
Alright,
You guys have rules text on.
Alright, Nick's gonna make an attack.
Can you ask for rules text on cards?
whew, this is gonna be tough.
3. Oh yeah, and then you take 1.
Can you ask for rules text on cards?
Say it again?
Can you ask for rules text on cards?
0.
You asked for rules text.
Yeah, like, can I ask to read the text box of a card?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like if he
Thank you.
plays a card?
No. That he hasn't played.
Oh, just like, you just wanna know what the card does?
Yep.
You're at
Um,
17.
I'll leave it up to your opponent.
What would be the reason? Like, which card?
I guess that. Nope.
0.
So you wanna know what Nope says?
Yeah.
Nope says, isn't that the one that prevents 3 damage?
Just
I didn't like the exact wording. If you're allowing me to read the wording.
Yeah, I'll let you read it. It's, yeah,
I'll allow it, I guess.
it says, I think it says
Fair
prevent
play.
3 damage from a source.
Sorry.
need-
prevent up to 3
Yeah, it's
points
up
of
to three.
damage. For each damage prevented this way, deal 1 point of damage to
Yep.
target
Yes.
Skewer it. Well, thank you.
Any target.
any charge.
You stealing my
And then we
dollar.
agreed that
Mugs
damage
really
is
changed my
simultaneous,
plan. I was
correct?
gonna combo that you that
So if
turn.
you're to place something
And
more,
then you
yeah.
took my dollar and I was like,
Oh,
there's
there's
my
only one
casino.
option now.
Oh yeah, that's the one that you roll. Yeah, that's a fun card. Casino and then
There was another skewer.
Run away.
did I dodge your Mugsy when I ran?
Yeah.
Mugsy
I
and combo ran.
face-
Oh, I touched them both.
I will.
That's good for me.
Yeah, I guess it's still GG
Well, you
anyways.
kept
Wait, did
dodging the
he
combo
adjudicate?
ran.
Yes.
I touched
That is-
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
If I play sap, you just kill me.
Ah,
That's why. If I didn't get the rules text, I still would have done this because this is just the right play.
yeah.
Like there's no way you get out of this. So
And,
Jayden, you lost, right?
Yeah, just.
I was just seeing if it was prevent 3 damage done to you by your opponent or something like that. Because if I move this to you, you own this card, so then you would take the damage from it. But
All right, Nick's gonna take the win in this round. We'll be right back with our final
So
match.
close.
Dodged it round 1.
I figured you had arms.
All right, we're back. This will be our championship match here. Brad Emon versus Nick Hansen, both playing the Thief. So Nick's got that Dewey Cheatham and How location in play, which gives him extra gold if he's caught cheating. So he's gonna deliberately cheat and build up gold and get to do all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah, how high this work? Which height is it?
Probably the person who beat me. Either cheer or sure.
If I gotta cheer for you because you beat me, then Carson, you beat me, win.
Fight it. Ow.
Oh my.
You chucking them. Wow, look at this guy's zero milking actually. I will run. Okay. Zero, fight it. Did you get me?
No, I'm a savage cheat.
Oh, okay.
About $3. Two.
How many cards you got? I'm gonna win.
Okay.
Zero. Fight it.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Alright,
Well, if you would
six.
have limped, you would have just taken the same amount, and I wouldn't
I-
have taken the damage.
I know.
Alright, go. I should go to level 2 and get my $2 so I
Yeah, rules, game rules.
definitely have cards to play with.
Looks like Nick was able to do 6 damage that first round.
Wonder if I can kill you this turn.
Maybe. Do you have a hurt Nazium? No.
No.
That makes it tougher.
It does. Makes it very much tougher. I think I'm gonna try and kill you.
Okay. Yes. Infinite dollars.
No way. You said fight it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So I take 1 and gain 2.
Yep.
You could. Because I just realized you both have it.
Yep. We both have cheatings. Going first
I
is
think
not
both have a
advantageous
loss
on
on
this
this
one.
position. Dewey Cheatham at 0 plus. If caught
Fight it.
cheating, I'll take 2 gold.
Okay.
You can only do smart.
Oh, whoops, I'm bad. Can I take that back?
Sure. Put the wrong card down.
I was like, why did it do that?
Fight it. Combo head. No, I'm fight it now. That's bad for me.
Take 1.
Yep.
Go figure.
Didn't that used to be all your Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in there?
Yeah, 1 point in time.
Fight it. I forgot the light breaker show you.
Take 2.
Well, Andy's still kind of into it.
$0.
Run away.
I think he just likes to go to the sneak peeks to another than another person.
$0.
Because why else would we go?
Right.
Fight it.
Well, it's next
Take
time you
2.
get together, we all the cards, if you can see who you want.
$0.
Fight
I
it.
was next time I get that gold.
Take 4.
Yeah.
Rachel's
So,
still on.
you're gonna do 2 again. 13.
$0.
Limp.
Okay, take 2.
Now you can see Shiloh wants
$0.
to sell you one ad. Not sure how much you'll get from
Okay.
him.
Go ahead.
I'm at 17.
Good way to help him local store.
Can't cheat a bunch.
So the next one's a
$2.
which is really a lot
That's
of.
pretty awesome, too, though.
I like this situation where I have to hold
Oh,
one
you
guy
get
and kill
the
him.
open it,
I can only cheat
Because
twice.
he's from England.
So Brad was able to get
And while
Nick all the way up to 17 damage.
well, there's that Napa.
3 more to
I
defeat
just
him.
wanted that to be home games.
It's not going to give Nick
That
very
would
many
be a
opportunities
spectacular spot with all the
to
official
cheat
notices
here.
they run.
Yeah.
Beautiful parking in back.
Yeah, I think Piper can just become played, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.
Fight.
Okay. Take 1.
Okay.
7. I need to do 13
I'm at
damage.
I'm at
8.
Fight.
Filthy cheat.
Yeah.
Can only cheat one more time.
You want to cheat twice.
0.
Fight it.
Filthy cheater.
Yeah. So you're at 19.
I'm at 19. Good thing I'm not bleeding.
Yeah. 19 and to bleed.
Get some air every time. Got a Piper and $4 here. Huh? I feel like doing this for 2. Go fight it. Okay. Take 4.
Yeah.
$2.
It would be 5 because of the paper.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 because of Piper, you're right. So you're at 13.
13.
Pretty sure I die.
Can you do like 6? Probably.
Well, you can run limp.
Yeah.
I can only play 3. One.
Slide it.
Okay.
Good.
17. Oh, I need to do 3 more. Zero.
Fight it.
Oh wait, we both die. So you win.
Yeah, that's when it's higher.
Son of a. I forgot about that part of this text box. Oops.
Yeah, I was like, what could he be playing for 0? I'm like, it's a goblin, he just dies. What a goofy game.
Where's my used card dealer when I need you?
I'm surprised you didn't throw Leg Breaker Joe at him and then sack him to finish him off.
I figured he was going to run from it. And I figured he was good enough to sniff out my leg breaker.
Like when you, so like this I didn't want to get hit by, and I know that after, if he puts $2 on something again, it's probably this.
Well,
Like he could put $2 on anything, but that might fuck him.
I was gonna say
Because if it's this and he flips it, or this, so this kills him, and then this would do nothing and waste his money.
He's gonna have to expect that you're going to expect the Leg Breaker Joe,
Yeah.
so you're gonna limp away.
I mean, I didn't run from
Right.
that, and he paid $2 into it, so.
That's true.
The other thing is like, this guy only does 2 right now, which
2.
only puts you to 19.
Yeah.
So I have to hit you again, which it looks like I couldn't have done.
Yeah.
Maybe if I would have remembered the leg breaker Joe, you turn 1. Instead of just forgetting.
Yeah, aggro is stupid.
Is that,
That's why you play, right?
is that what you were
Yep.
playing on
No,
last one?
so I was missing, so when we first did that,
Yeah.
I thought that I was going to need weapons and allies and stuff because people would actually be playing the game, or
Sure.
I would actually need to play the game, which was not true. So I had like spiked blades and pilfergeists and like a bunch of just useless shit.
Sure.
Because in our matchup when I mulliganed, I drew like 3 weapons, 2 allies, just garbage. That's
Thank
why
God.
that's why I couldn't run you over, because I
Yeah.
could only get to like 17 and I just stopped. We didn't have Dewey and Cheatham and Howe,
Sure.
which is insane T1, and then T2
Oh.
you just replace it with Hertnasium after
Oh.
you've cheated twice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have that. I didn't have Mugsy's Sap. I didn't have. I didn't have Blandy, which Blandy then became a used card dealer.
Sure.
Because the only thing that really the one toughness matters for is you. The lone warrior. I thought about that. I was like, if she's there playing warrior, Blandy's better. If she's not playing warrior, used card dealer is better. It's like, But yeah, and then like now it should be 3 no stick plates though instead of Pied Piper because he's just bad.
Oh,
But like, and Gazebo can probably, like with Blarg, you'll just play like Finch, the 2/2 that spills each player 1 because it's just stupid 3 damage for $1. What else did we talk about? There is the weapon that kills itself to pump something too.
yeah.
Which is insane because you can like use it and then play a new weapon, like play another one right after it.
The,
Shredder.
Yeah, the Shredder.
Yeah, so that and Mugsy's Sap might be the weapons. I don't know. You have to like be careful not to have too many non-weapons. So the Shredder probably won't even make it. Sap's just better. Sap
I was
just
gonna go into my deck, and then when I found out it could be Blarg, I was sad.
yeah, it's good. It's good for
Because
warriors.
I was playing it at the game shop, and I was like, oh man, this is great.
wish I
Warriors don't. Warriors don't
It's
have
like
an all-in.
Crushionade, but it's
Or
a
I had
weapon,
the
so
one
I
hurt
really
Nazian, you were
like,
dead.
need it.
Warriors don't have like an all-in aggro weapon, so the Shredder is just like perfect for them. And
Since you both died, who actually won?
we didn't both die. This kills him when
I
it's
know, I was
fired.
gonna say,
Yeah.
all I heard was we both died. I
Yeah.
didn't catch it.
We both would have died if I hadn't killed
Your
myself.
lame goblin killed you and then ran me over, and we both shared a tombstone. You just got there first.
I didn't even. Yeah, I forgot about taking the damage. Oops.
So
Yeah,
wait,
'cause-
got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. You
This is a
wanna-
fun trip.
Thank you.
You gonna play a Gen Con if you don't do
Well, there you
Con?
have it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
by the
make
way,
Thrones
The
Yeah,
Munchkin
but-
Regional Championships here at Heroes Welcome, Comics and Games in Menomonie, Wisconsin.
Because I think now you take third. Are you going to Gen
A
Con?
lot of thief decks, the top four, all
Are you
thief
going to
decks.
Gen Con?
If I get an invitation, I'm going. So
Obviously,
I'll
very
go.
aggressive decks are able to win in 3 turns, 2 to 3 turns. And yeah, thanks for watching. We got Brad as our champion overall, and we'll distribute prizes. And thanks for watching.
Good, nice 7-minute game.